number 12,
And we welcome you in to Pete Matthews Coliseum here on this Saturday afternoon in Jacksonville. I'm Logan Maddox, and I'll be with you for this Conference USA Showdown as the Jack State Gamecocks look for their second CUSA win in a row, playing host to New Mexico State. Jacksonville State coming in 7-12 overall, 2-5 in league action after a big win over UTEP on Thursday, and taking on the 9-11 Aggies of New Mexico State University. First ever meeting between these two programs, two of the three newest programs, or I suppose I should say two of the four newest programs in Conference USA. The Gamecocks and Aggies are set to do battle here in Northeast Alabama on this weekend afternoon. Starting lineups, being announced for either side. We'll start out with the Aggies, and no surprise, Molly Kaiser getting the start for them, the team's leading scorer with 14.2 points per game. She was an all-conference selection back in preseason. Next starter is Jayla Harding. Number 12, N.A. Adams will follow. N.A. Adams, the 6'1" senior forward from Nigeria by way of St. Bonaventure up in New York. Selena Peterson averaging 6 points and 2.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists per game is the fourth starter. And the final starter for the Aggies is Fanta Gassama. And as you hear, the great PA guy, Patrick Williams, the starting lineup for the Gamecocks.
At guard, a 5'5" junior from Mobile, number 5, Elsie Harris.
Elsie Harris, the first one out for Jacksonville State. Good start on Thursday, good performance from Elsie.
Number 10,
Brianna Rhodes next up, the team's leading scorer and rebounder.
from Knoxville, Tennessee, number 15,
Madison McCoy next up, senior forward from Knoxville, Tennessee.
from Penland, number 23,
Brooklyn McDaniel, the next starter, looking for a big game from the local product, who's playing in her 50th game at Jack State today. And Crystal Ison, the final starter, wearing jersey number 30 today, as it's the pink game for Jacksonville State. They did not have jersey number 13 in pink, so she'll be jersey number 30 today. The Gamecocks led by 11th-year head coach Rick Petrie, 11th-year assistant Eric Wise, first-year assistants Kayvon Towns and Destiny Thomas, first-year Dobo Harley Cook, and graduate assistant Preston Odom. New Mexico State led by second-year head coach Jody Adams and assistants James Frey, Kezia Conyers, Burnt Barnes, Jaron Harris, and former Jack State assistant Raven Wright, who was here for 2 seasons, left last year and is now with the Aggies. Jumping at the line for New Mexico State will be number 12, N.A. Adams, and she'll go up against Brianna Rhodes, the 6-foot junior for Jacksonville State. Again, the Gamecocks wearing their pink unis with Jacksonville State spelled out on the front with white letters and numbers. Opening tip is won by Adams. It's going to be caught in the backcourt by Selena Patterson. New Mexico State wearing their crimson jerseys with the light blue on the front, State in script. And immediately they go to N.A. Adams, but the layup is no good. She had good positioning down near the baseline, but could not make it against Brianna Rhodes. And Jacksonville State gets the rebound. They take it all the way down the floor. And as Crystal Ison was driving the baseline, she stepped out of bounds. A quick turnover, a lot of action, only 20 seconds into this one. Big game for both of these teams. Jack State 2-5 and New Mexico State 3-4 in league action. They are coming off of a 16-point loss Thursday at Liberty. It has been a week full of travel for New Mexico State. Layup off the left side, no good for the Aggies. That time it was Selena Patterson who missed it. And a foul going for the rebound on NMSU. Rather a jump ball, but nevertheless, it will stay with the Gamecocks. They're pressing on the inbound. Brooklyn McDaniel finds Elsie Harris. Still hasn't crossed, and now they find Madison McCoy, who makes her way past half court. Maddie in the paint, tries a shot from the right side. It's nowhere close, and the Aggies come down with it. Patterson the rebound all the way down the floor to Molly Kaiser. She'll hand it off near the baseline to Gassama. Gasama throws one off the glass, but it falls to the right, and McCoy comes down with it. Gamecocks with a stunning win to some on Thursday, but to us, we just felt like it was due time for a win for the Gamecocks, as we have a 5-second violation. Madison McCoy heavily guarded that time. Good defense by Fonta Gasama. Gasama, the junior from South Georgia Tech, but a native of Spain. And after a good defensive possession by her, she'll bounce it into Selena Peterson. Peterson, a 5'7" junior from San Diego. This New Mexico State team, much like UTEP on Thursday, they got players from all over, and they've got some ballers on this team. Shot no good. Again, good defense by Brianna Rhodes, getting her hand on the layup, but an offensive board and some second chance points to get the scoring started today. Gasama, right place, right time, and it's 2-0 New Mexico State. 8 1/4 left in this first period. Elsie Harris bounces top of the key to Brianna Rhodes. The junior will drive in. It's tipped and stripped and stolen. Peterson comes away with it. She's tied up on the floor, and now they'll finally call a jump ball, but it will stay with the Aggies. Just as Brianna Rhodes was starting to drive down that right side of the lane, Peterson reached out, got her hand on it, and the guard will bring it up the floor for the Aggies after the jump. She'll set up shop on the left wing, swing it top of the key to Kaiser. Kaiser, one of the best scorers in the league and one of the best scorers in mid-major basketball. Instead, she'll get an assist this time. She finds Fonta Gasama at the free throw line, who buries a long jumper. 4-0 New Mexico State. They did not have the best start in the world against Liberty. A poor start was why they lost that game against the Flames. Rhodes hands off to Ison, top of the key. She'll duck inside, layup good, count the basket. And a chance for a 3-point play for the junior out of Tacoma. That was on number 4, Jayla Harding. Fellow JUCO transfer for New Mexico State. She played at Butler College. Ison, a JUCO transfer from Arizona Western, not far from New Mexico State. And she buries the and one. It's 4-3, 7:20 to go here in the first. Gamecocks trying for a stop. Jayla Harding has it down low. She'll pass back out to Gasama in the lane, and a foul called. It'll be some free throws coming up for the Aggies this time. Brianna Rhodes matched up with N.A. Adams that time, and N.A. Adams. And hit her arm as she was trying to put one near the rim. Rhodes will check out. Asia Barkley comes in for the first time with 7:12 to go here in the first period. The free throw, the first one from Adams, nothing but net. This New Mexico State team has been battle tested this year. They played a tough schedule in non-conference, as the second one's off the rim, rebounded by Barkley. All the way down the floor to Elsie Harris. On the wing, they give to the senior Madison McCoy. Drives left side, and it goes off the glass. 5-all as Jacksonville State responds. Left-handed finish by the senior, and a charge on the other end. Might I say, a really good crowd on this Saturday afternoon, and they are getting into it early, cheering on the Gamecocks, who have rallied to tie it. And a chance to take their first lead here, a 5-all game with 6:52 to go in the first. It's Brooklyn McDaniel with it, just to the right of the point. She'll take it in and travel. And that was an easy one for the officials to see. By the way, officials for this game, Kelly Johnson is the referee, Jody Cantrell and Natasha Brown are the umpires. Peterson, the floor general for New Mexico State. Swings it straight away to Molly Kaiser. She got around Crystal Ison, and an athletic finish for two as she lays it in off the backboard. 7-5, nearly a steal on the inbound. Brooklyn McDaniel comes away with it. She'll break the press, pass ahead to Barkley. Asia inside the paint, passes back out to McCoy. Madison on the right wing, hands off to Elsie Harris. Drives inside, and her shot blocked out of bounds. The student section had a great view of that play. They're asking for a foul with the official right in front of them, but to no luck.
Just good defense by Selena Patterson. Had her hand on it the whole way that time. Jacksonville State will throw it in under the goal with 15 on the shot clock. Elsie, the redshirt junior, gives to the other junior, Ison, in the corner. Crystal dribbles it out. Gives top of the key, a three for McCoy. Boom! First lead of the day for Jacksonville State. It's 8-7. Madison coming off a career high 15 points against UTEP on Thursday. She has her first bucket of this game. New Mexico State brought in Tylee Jones, the Idaho native. Give it her on the left side, over to Kaiser. Short jumper, no good. Rebound by them, almost ripped away, and it is. Elsie Harris got it on the floor, but the Aggies stay with it. They find an open teammate, and that three no good by Jayla Harding. Crazy fast tempo to start this game. Madison McCoy gets a pass beyond the arc, takes it to the free throw line, spins and kicks it back out to Harris. 16 on the shot clock. Harris to Asia Barkley going left side. A handoff to McCoy, a three from the wing. Just a bit short this time. Brooklyn McDaniel with the rebound, and they'll get a charge on her as she got the rebound and tried to take it to the hoop. 5:03 to go in the first. Jack State up a point, and New Mexico State to throw it in here. Tylee Jones, a 6-foot guard from the College of Southern Idaho, one of the premier JUCOs in the nation, will check it in for them. They jog it up right side. Gives to Molly Kaiser just inside the arc. She has it ripped out. Elsie Harris there again defensively. Kaiser gets it back, and she'll sink a floater in the lane. New Mexico State responds in kind. It's 9-8 with 4:40 to go here in the first. Asia Barkley receives the inbound. A handoff to McCoy, who breaks ahead. She stops at the baseline. Now spins toward the painted area, lays it up, and it just gets hung on that rim. New Mexico State comes away with it. Jayla Harding jogs up the right sideline, and they'll restart the offense with Siani Sanchez-Oliver. Oliver from Powder Springs, Georgia, and that is going to be a turnover on her as she tried to find a teammate underneath the basket. That takes us to the media timeout with 4:12 to go here in the first period. Jack State trails 9-8. Stay with us here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. We are back with you here at the Peak. 4:12 to go in the first period. Jack State trailing New Mexico State 9-8. Logan Maddox with you on this Saturday afternoon in the Yellowhammer State. This is not the only game going on in Conference USA action today. One game went final, that was up in Lynchburg, where the Liberty Flames drubbed UTEP 87-68. So another convincing win for Liberty, who appears to have found their stride here in the second half of the conference slate. A couple games going on right now. Up in Murfreesboro, it's a 15-point lead late in the first half. Middle Tennessee leading Western Kentucky 33-18. And they got a tight one in Texas, FIU 28, Sam Houston 25, the 4-minute mark in the second half, or in the second quarter. Back to play in this one, Jacksonville State racing down the floor with Crystal Ison, maybe a bit too fast as she lost the dribble, and New Mexico State gets it. They take it all the way on their end, spin around jumper no good, but the putback by Adams is off to the left as well. Still fighting for a rebound, it's going to be out off of Jacksonville State. McDaniel can't believe it. That first shot was missed by number 10, that is Sabu Gayi, and she'll receive the inbounds pass. A lot of players get playing time for New Mexico State, just like Jacksonville State. And Sanchez Oliver has it on the left wing. She'll take it to the free throw line. Pass off and a layup good. That was Tylee Jones. Junior from Rigby, Idaho, strikes for the first time, and it's 11-8. 3-point game in favor of the visitors out of New Mexico. Gamecocks trying to end a 2.5-minute scoreless drought as they pass it off to Brooklyn McDaniel. She'll drive in the lane, pass in the corner, now on the wing to Ison. Crystal jukes inside, layup good. Great looking play by Crystal Ison. Mentioned that we could use a big game for McDaniel at the top of the broadcast. Feel the same way about Crystal Ison, and a good start. She's got 5 already. Siani Sanchez Oliver to Jones, long jumper off to the right, and Ison there for the board. Crystal leads the Gamecocks down. She'll apply the brakes and give to McDaniel on the far side. McDaniel brings it to the right elbow, gives to Barkley. Spins away from the defender, layup rolls in. Asia Barkley for 2, and Jacksonville State retakes the lead, 12-11. Barkley, the junior from Anniston High School right down the road, puts the Gamecocks back on top in this one. 2:20 to go in the first. Tylee Jones lobs down low, and it's out of bounds. But first, a foul on New Mexico State. That's a push-off on N.A. Adams. The senior from Nigeria pushed off against Asia Barkley, and she was trying to get positioning underneath the basket. Adams will come out along with a couple of teammates. Some new faces in there for New Mexico State, including number 2, Luce Rosing. Elsie Harris in the game for Jacksonville State. She stops on the right wing. Trying to find an open teammate, going left side. It's Rachel Johnson who just checked in, wearing her pink armband here in the pink game. Finds Crystal Ison, and Crystal buries a 3. The junior came trickling open on the left wing, and she makes them pay, 15-11. Already an 8-point first period for Crystal. Rosing has to pass away, defense too tight, tipped and stolen. Asia Barkley intercepts it to Ison, jukes away, another jumper, this one off the rim, rebounded by Harris, outside to Maya Barnes. What a night she had Thursday. Stops at the free throw line, and she'll give it back outside to Harris. Maya Barnes wears that jersey number 22. She had 22 in the win. Harris almost travels, spins back, and a foul on the floor before the shot. New Mexico State sideline pleading their case for a foul.
That's the 14 foul.
1:16 to go in the first, and it will stay with Jacksonville State. A 7-0 run for the Gamecocks coming out of that timeout. That foul was on Sanchez Oliver. Samaya Steele throws in the inbound. They find her in the corner. She'll back it up and walk it to the top of the key. 68 seconds left in this first period. Jack State up by 4. Rachel Johnson coming around to the right side, cuts back to the left. 5 on the shot clock, the graduate transfer. Heaves inside for Barkley. Didn't put up a shot. I mean, you got to understand in that situation, that's a play that Barkley has got to make. You cannot try to drive with 2 on the shot clock. And Petrie seems to be more upset with Rachel Johnson for throwing it to Barkley with 2 seconds on the shot clock. So with 50 seconds to play in the quarter, New Mexico State gets the ball right back. It's Tylee Jones on the right wing. Inside, tipped and stolen again. That was Gasama, the intended recipient. Johnson comes away with it. Ahead to Maya Barnes, and Maya almost has it stolen. Rosen came in quickly and got a piece of it. To Samaya Steele, driving down low, looping around the basket at the baseline, finds Barkley, and her jumper off the back of the rim. Rebounded by the Aggies with 20 seconds to go. The shot clock is off, and they are in no hurry as Molly Kaiser brings it up the floor. A fast-paced first period coming to an end. We'll see what the Aggies can do with it. Kaiser rocks to the right, goes back to the left, passes off. Jones, a 3 at the horn. Got it. Tylee Jones from downtown. And that brings it into the first period. Jack State leads by the slimmest of margins as we head to the second. It's Jack State 15 and New Mexico State 14 going to period number 2 after this. back with you here at the Pete. Saturday afternoon hoops here in Jacksonville. Women's contest between the Gamecocks and New Mexico State. First ever pairing between these two teams. And new conference rivals as of this season. Through one period of play, 15-14. Gamecocks on top, and they will have the ball to start the second. It'll be Samaya Steele looking left side for Madison McCoy. McCoy fakes a three. She hit one last period. Back to Samaya, the Alabama State transfer. And McCoy once again. They bounce down low for Asia Barkley, driving. It's ripped at and thrown to the floor was Barkley. And a foul, a push on New Mexico State. That was on Ciani Sanchez-Oliver, first personal on her. Now we saw Thursday's game get a little chippy against UTEP. Didn't see any signs of that in the first, but after a play like that, we'll track and see if this one is in the same light. Samaya Steele to the right side again for Asia Barkley, and she lost it this time. Might have just dribbled it off her foot. New Mexico State gets it. They bring it down the floor. Pass to Selena Peterson. To the right elbow she goes. Back to the left to Gassama, and a charge. Gassama going up against Barkley, and Asia draws another one. First on Gassama, but in less than 40 seconds, 2 team fouls on the Aggies in this second period. Samaya Steele, who was on the game program today, brings it down the center of the floor. Fakes a pass to Johnson on the wing. She'll drive it right side and hand it off to Shaquise May. Shaquise, the junior from Atlanta, to the free throw line. Pass back out, corner three, Johnson got it!
Three-point basket by Rachel Johnson.
Rachel Johnson, the team's three-point specialist, hits another one. And it's 18-14 with 8:45 to go until halftime. 4-point lead, looking for more as Molly Kaiser, who scored just 4 points in that first period, gets the ball and she buries a jumper. 18-16. Samaya Steele gets a screen on the right wing, almost travels, passes back out to Johnson, now in the corner to McCoy. Madison has to do something with it. She comes back near side to May. Shaquise driving down low and knocked out of her hands, and Selena Patterson will get called for a foul. It looked clean from here. Patterson thought it was clean. We'll see on the replay. Yeah, I thought she got all ball, but they'll say she hit the hand of Shaquise May, and they call it a shooting foul as she was coming up for a layup. So that sends May to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. Shaquise, a product of Rockdale County High School in Georgia. 8 of 14 at the line this season. And the first one is good. Shaquise has taken a bit larger of a role this season, still a reserve, but has played in all 20 games. Second free throw for May is up and off the back of the rim, rebounded by them. Stay a one-possession game, 19-16. 8:05 and ticking here in the second. And Selena Patterson, after showing signs of frustration following that foul, brings it up the floor. To Molly Kaiser at the free throw line, bursts around Rachel Johnson, a layup and a foul at the end. Just the speed of Molly Kaiser that got her an open path to the bucket. Really an unnecessary foul there at the end on Rachel Johnson. But a chance to tie it up here for Kaiser. Kaiser, the do-it-all two-guard for New Mexico State, as the band makes noise, but it doesn't phase her. The senior from Watauga, Texas, ties us at 19 with 7:53 until halftime. I want to say a big thank you to everybody joining us on this Saturday afternoon here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. Fun day to catch some hoops here in Calhoun County. It'll be Samaya Steele who walks it up the floor for Jacksonville State. Hazel Green High School product. Goes to Johnson left side, three off the rim, and rebounded by the Aggies. Peterson just got it away from Shaquise May. Kaiser spots up long range, just a bit short. McCoy boxes out, gets it, jogs up the right sideline. Madison to Samaya, top of the key three, yes! The fourth three of the game for Jack State, and timeout is taken by the Aggies. Gamecocks on top 22-19, 7:19 to go until halftime. We'll come back in just a moment here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. And we're back with you here on the Gamecock Sports Network. 7:19 to go in the first half. The Gamecocks lead by 3, 22-19 over visiting New Mexico State. Selena Patterson walking it back up the center of the floor for the Aggies. Passes right side for Tylee Jones, who did well in that first period. Beyond the arc to the star player, Molly Kaiser, bursts around Shaquise May, and a hard foul. Big collision as Kaiser races into Brianna Rhodes, and they'll get Bree for a block. No, instead they'll get Shaquise May, who came from behind and tried to block. So a couple more free throws for Molly Kaiser. She's 1 for 1 so far. A game high 9 points for her. Make it 10, and it's a 2-point game once more. New Mexico State not as bad on the road as UTEP was. You know, UTEP had not won on the road all year coming into Thursday, and it stayed that way as Kaiser hits both. New Mexico State has won 2 true road games this season, beating Incarnate Word and Western Kentucky away from home. Samaya Steele sets up on the far corner. Passes straight away to Rhodes, back to Steele. Rachel Johnson receives a pass, top of the key. Johnson, the graduate transfer from Eufaula, and a poor pass to the baseline. Looking for Bree Rhodes. Instead, they found Tylee Jones of NMSU. Molly Kaiser on the left wing. Back to Jones, who is open there. Gets around Rhodes, passes off, and the layup is good. That was just great ball movement by the Aggies. From Sikuzani Masudi did not do well on that name, but it's okay. She was there for the layup, the graduate transfer from Texas. And a turnover nearly, as Jacksonville State was again trying to find Brianna Rhodes down low, but tipped out by the Aggies. Fam Sikuzani Masudi, there we go. Needed just a couple chances to get her name right. Young lady from the Congo. Goes into Rhodes, a handoff in the corner to Steele. Now back to Brianna. 10 on the shot clock. Madison McCoy drove, had it stripped, and she lost it out of bounds. The bad thing is she tried to get it back, and that's what's going to turn it over. So the Aggies will have the ball back with a chance to retake the lead here following a turnover. Under 6 to go in the half. JSU up a point. Correction, Aggies up a point, 23-22. That lead went to waste quickly. Tylee Jones tripped in the corner, gets back up, passes to a wide open Peterson three off to the right, and a foul on the putback. That'll send my favorite player, Sikuzani Masudi, to the line. Second foul on Bree Rhodes, and that might be her first half. 5:38 to go until halftime, and she'll check out. Asia Barkley comes back in, the former Lady Bulldog at Anniston High School. Couple of free throws for Sikuzani Masudi, and the former Longhorn misses the first one. Tallest player on this team, bar none. She is 6'5". The tallest player in this arena. Second one off the back of the rim, up and in. I mean, we've got volleyball players in attendance, and she's taller than all of them, too. Crystal Ison crosses the timeline. She'll give it to Samaya Steele on the right wing. Samaya, the junior from Meridianville, or rather the sophomore from Meridianville, swings it right side and then gets a pass back from McCoy. Right in her face is Peterson. She goes around her right side. Peterson right on her still, 5 on the shot clock. Steele with 2 to McCoy. Got to put up a shot, and she did not. It's a shot clock violation. And Petrie is letting them hear it on the opposite sideline. Just another miscommunication, something you can't have in a conference game like this. 24-22 Aggies as we cross the 5-minute mark here in the second. Tylee Jones on the right wing, lobs in the corner for Sikuzani Masudi. Now to Kaiser, jumper, good. Molly Kaiser continuing to produce. She's got half of their 26 points, and timeout taken by the Gamecocks. Jack State has not scored in nearly 3 minutes, and they will talk it over. It's a 4-point deficit with 4:48 to go in the second. Be back in just a moment here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Quick timeout is over, and we're back with you. Jasmine Spencer has checked in for the first time today, and she'll be the one to walk it past the Gamecock logo. Jasmine, the JUCO transfer, takes it to the right wing. Pass top the key to Brooklyn McDaniel. Sophomore from Heflin backing down a defender. Passes on the wing to McCoy. Fakes a shot, she drives in. Layup is blocked by Masudi. Aggies get the rebound. That's Harding with it. Right side open three, Kaiser off the rim. And rebounded by McCoy. Went between her legs, but somehow hangs on to it. Madison flares it to Jasmine Spencer, who will run point. Back to McCoy, right side of McDaniel, nearly tipped. Inside, looking for Asia Barkley. Catches it, passes back to McDaniel. Brooklyn drove and had it stripped. Aggies get it with a steal. Peterson jumps in the lane, layup off to the right. Masudi rebound, putback was nowhere in the atmosphere of the rim. Gamecocks get it down the floor, wide open. Ayson layup good. Crystal Ayson, apologies to the Ayson family on that mispronunciation, but a heck of a layup. Either way, you cut it, 26-24. Crystal in double figures, 10 points. It's a 2-point difference with 3.5 to play in the first half. Tylee Jones lost it. They passed it to her, and it went off her fingertips and over her head, but picks it back up. Molly Kaiser looping around left side, jumper in and out. Jones with the rebound, put back good. 28-24 Aggies. They have just been there for a response every single time in this first half. Under 3 to go. Spencer heavily guarded by Peterson. A screen from Barkley, pass back to Asia. Had an open teammate in the corner. Asia throws it away. Spencer could not save the backcourt violation as she stepped on the line, and New Mexico State will get it. 2:46 to play in quarter number 2. Jack State trailing by 4. And the Aggies bring back in the 5'5" guard, Siani Sanchez-Oliver. Played at McEachern High School in Cobb County, Georgia, not far from Kennesaw. Transfer from Delaware State. Pass to Guyi. Guyi driving left side, trying to lay up past McDaniel. It's no good. Brooklyn might have got a piece of it. And Barkley comes down with it. To Jasmine Spencer, who walks it up the floor. Long two for Jazz. Too much on it. And rebounded by nobody. Finally, New Mexico State gets it. Maya Barnes could not, and she's still down on the floor. She gets up hobbling up the floor. Aggies have it, and timeout called as they travel with it. They had a 5-on-4, and probably not the way you want that situation to go. Maya Barnes will have her leg checked out. Doesn't appear to be a serious injury, but just want to make sure she's going to be okay. She went up for the rebound and came down awkwardly, so hopefully it's just a stinger. 2:03 in the half and a steal. They threw it right to the Aggies. Guyi with the steal behind the back, layup, no good. That was a nifty little move there. Jasmine Spencer got the rebound. She accelerates down the floor, goes to McCoy. Madison in the corner to McDaniel. Brooklyn back to McCoy. Gotta take that three, does not. She passes back out to Spencer. Gotta take that open shot. Asia Barkley in the paint, gets around the defender with a spin, passes to Ayson, a three, and they miss it. Aggies get the board. Oh man, gotta take advantage of these opportunities. Molly Kaiser with 1:20 to play in the first half. Will hand it off to Sanchez-Oliver. Coming back to the left, a handoff to Sanchez-Oliver on the wing. To Kaiser. Impressive player, but a turnover, threw it right to McDaniel. To Ayson down the left side, cutting up the center of the floor. She's fouled. Count the bucket and one.
Fouls on New Mexico State number 10, Sabu Biggie.
That's on Guyi. First on her, the team's fourth with 1:03 to play. That makes it, I thought they said count the bucket. No, it's just going to be a foul on the floor. They're just going to pass it in. My apologies, folks. Elsie Harris gets it on the right wing. JUCO star goes down low for Brooklyn McDaniel. Still posting up, passes back out to Harris. Stutter steps the defender. Spins inside. still covered. Jumper, no chance. And rebounded by the 6'5" Sikuzani Masudi. 13-second difference between the shot and game clocks. 35 ticks of the clock left in the half. And Aggies leading by 4. Their ball, Sikuzani Masudi at the baseline. Passes over to Gasama. Now Kaiser gets a screen from her. Kaiser, mid-range jumper, got it. Over 2 defenders. It's 30-24. Jack State tosses it in, 10 seconds to play. Elsie Harris down the center. Walks to the right side, hands off to Eisen. 3 seconds to go, back to the right, puts it up, and the layup's good. Crystal Eisen with a buzzer-beating layup. And Jacksonville State cuts into the deficit a bit before the end of the half. But here at the break, it's New Mexico State 30 and Jacksonville State 26. Already seeming like we're going to have a tight one in this game at the Pete. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back in just a bit with some halftime scores and analysis. We'll also look at other women's games and how they're progressing in CUSA action today, and also preview some of the men's games coming on later this afternoon. But here at the break, Aggies lead the Gamecocks 30-26 on the Gamecock Sports Network. it's halftime here at the Pete. We're back with you on the Gamecock Sports Network. 30-26, New Mexico State leading Jacksonville State at the break. Jack State led for most of that first half, it seemed, especially early on, led for the majority of the first period, but New Mexico State battles back in the second. They led by as many as 6 late and lead here at the break by 4. A 7-0 run really set the tone for that second quarter. And the story of the first half for Jacksonville State, what's been plaguing them has been turnovers. They have shot the ball well. They've not shot the ball at this rate all season. The Gamecocks are 10 of 20 from the field. They've sunk 50% of their shots, and they've hit half of their threes as well, 4 of 8. They're also 2 of 3 from the free throw line, so they've done well in that regard. They are being out-rebounded, but they're a much shorter team, and the difference isn't that vast. It's 16-13. Aggies out-rebounding them, but the difference in this game has been turnovers. 7 turnovers for the Aggies in the first half. Jack State had 7 in the first period. They had 7 more in the second period. Twice as many turnovers for Jack State as the Aggies have had in this game. And of those 14 turnovers, Jack State has allowed 15 points. Conversely, the Aggies have turned it over 7 times, just 3 points off turnovers for the Gamecocks. New Mexico State with a slim advantage in points in the paint, 16 versus 12. And they've got a lot more second chance points. Jack State's not been able to get anything in that category yet. 7 second chance points for NMSU. New Mexico State doesn't have any points off fast breaks. The Gamecocks have 2. And both benches producing at a high level in the first half. 10 points for the Aggie bench and 9 points for the Jacksonville State bench. As for player stats, we'll start with the Gamecocks. And the team's leading scorer through one half of play is Crystal Ison. Talking about a big bounce-back performance. The junior started the season fantastically in non-conference play, was the team's leading scorer. Really hit a cold stretch at the start of CUSA play, but has shown signs of coming back alive. And this is the type of first half you wanted to see for the do-it-all guard. She's 5 of 7 from the field, 12 points, 1 made 3, and converted a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. She has 1 rebound, 2 assists in the first half, all that in just 15 minutes of playing time. Heck of a start for Crystal. 5 points on 2 of 7 shooting for Madison McCoy, 4 rebounds and 1 assist. Hasn't been the most efficient start for Maddie, but she has been able to hit a couple of field goals in this game. 3 points on a made tray by Samaya Steele, and ditto for Rachel Johnson. Johnson has 1 assist, as does Steele, to her credit, in the first half. 2 points for Asia Barkley as she hit a layup. She's got a couple of rebounds, 1 block, and 1 steal as well. And as Mark Edwards, who's sitting beside me, so notably pointed out, 7 offensive rebounds for New Mexico State is also a key factor. That really helps out with the second chance points. Another one for Jack State, the 14 turnovers and the 15 points off of turnovers for the Aggies through the first half of play. Still a lot of time left in this one. Jack State, I think you would say, if you can find a way to replicate that shooting performance, you feel pretty good about this second half if you can just hang on to the basketball and not turn it over 7 more times in this third period of play. Before we break away, a check of games going on in conference play today. One women's game went final earlier. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. That was Liberty knocking off UTEP up in Lynchburg 87-68 in the early game. They're heading to the fourth quarter at Middle Tennessee. The Lady Raiders are leading the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky 56-38. And midway through the third in Huntsville, Texas, still semi-close. Sam Houston got their first conference win ever on Thursday. They trail by 10 against FIU, 48-38. Now, men's basketball games will be played later on tonight. One game going on right now is Sam Houston and FIU. We're working to get a score of that game for you, and we'll let you know as soon as we have it. The Gamecocks will play tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time out in Las Cruces, taking on the Aggies. It will be broadcast on ESPN Plus, and make sure to tune in to Mike Paris on the Gamecock Sports Network later on for the Jack State radio broadcast. At 7 p.m. Central Time tonight in Bowling Green, Western Kentucky hosts Middle Tennessee. And at 8 p.m. in El Paso, UTEP taking on Liberty. FIU appears to have knocked off Sam Houston in men's action. That game was down in Miami. It started at 1 o'clock Central Time, and it looks like it just finished up a few minutes ago. FIU with a big win over visiting Sam Houston, 68-61. So again, we'll track those men's games. I don't think any will get underway. Hopefully not during this game, or if it does, we're going to have a problem. But we'll keep an eye on those women's matchups for sure throughout the rest of this second half. Still about 2.5 minutes away from beginning the third period, so we'll take a timeout and come back in just a bit. Your score at the break, Jacksonville State trails 30-26. Start of the second half here in Jacksonville. The Gamecocks hosting New Mexico State, and the Aggies lead as we begin the third quarter, 30-26. It'll be NMSU basketball as they toss it in to the point guard Selena Peterson, and she gets us underway. Stops on the right wing and finds Kaiser going back to the left side. Pass to Gisama straight away. She had a nice first half, and she'll beat the defender on a drive to the hoop. Layup goes. Didn't take a look at Aggies scoring in that first half. 15 points in the first half for Molly Kaiser, 7 for Tylee Jones, 4 for Gisama, 3 for Masudi, and a made free throw for N.A. Adams. Crystal Ison just lost the dribble, but they'll say it was tipped out by the Aggies. Ison took some heavy contact as she was dribbling toward the baseline. The Gamecocks will toss it in with Elsie Harris. Redshirt junior from Mobile goes to Brianna Rhodes. Defense all over her, and that'll be a jump ball forced. Pretty obviously, they got a grab of her arm and pulled her to the floor, but officials did not call that. Instead, it's just a jump, but it will stay with the red and white. Or I guess today, the pink and white, as this is the pink game. High pass into Maddie McCoy, left side to Harris, a three. Off the iron, tipped around, she got her own rebound. Picks it up near half court. Gamecocks will take it. Never know what can happen when it gets tipped around like that. Brianna Rhodes left side, hand off to Brooklyn McDaniel. She'll drive it into the paint. Walk back out. Hand off to Ison. Crystal spinning in the lane. Double team. Puts it up and draws a late shooting foul. And Jody Adams runs away in disbelief, the head coach of the Aggies. It'll be 2 free throws for Ison here. Crystal, a team high 12 points in that first half, 1 of 1 at the line. And the free throw is up and in. 32-27, 8:50 to go here in the third. Jody Adams, the head coach for the Aggies in her 12th season as a head coach, her second at New Mexico State. Looking for career win number 222 today. Petrie, on the other hand, trying for number 387. Aggies go right side for Kaiser. Down low, somehow Adams got open, but she misses the layup anyway. Bree Rhodes with a good job catching up on defense. Collision near midcourt coming up the floor. It was 5-on-4 just momentarily. Now the defender gets back up. Elsie Harris will walk it around near half court and let the offense. We apologize for any technical difficulties we might have here on the YouTube broadcast. Hope to get that worked out here shortly. Aggies pass it down low to Kaiser, almost lost it, and she does. Ball on the floor, they pick it up, and they throw it errantly out of bounds. It's Gamecock ball. Gasama picks it up and tried for a floater, but it just sailed out of bounds. 4-point deficit for the Gamecocks, 7:46 to go in the third. Looking to get a little bit closer here. Madison McCoy, 3 from the key, off the rim. Rebounded by New Mexico State's number 34, Sikuzani Masudi. Peterson to Masudi, a handoff back to Selena. They change up the play with 15 on the shot clock. Harris guarding her. She bounces one to Kaiser. Kaiser down low, jumper, good. I mean, she is just money right now. 7 of 10 from the field, 15 points for Molly Kaiser. All of her points coming from inside the arc and the free throw line. McCoy, a bounce pass to Rhodes. Pass back from Maddie down low and out of bounds. Madison was a step too slow getting to it. And a timeout taken on the floor. Jack State wants to talk it over. We'll talk it over with them. 34-28 Aggies lead, under 7 to go here in the third. The Aggie lead is 6 as we come back to play here at the Peak. 6:54 left in quarter number 3. Jack State will be on defense after a turnover, their 15th of the game. Aggies will toss it in with Fam Sikuzani Masudi. She'll toss it into half court where Selena Peterson picks it up. Junior from Bona Vista High School in California. Peterson passes left wing. Back top of the key to the right side. Down low, layup, no good. And a foul call.
Jack State foul number 10, Brianna Rhodes. That's her third personal. That's the first team foul.
Foul on Brianna Rhodes, the junior from Carver High School in Montgomery. Mentioned in the second quarter, you know, she was tagged with 2 quick fouls, so we didn't see her for most of the first half. And she gets her third pretty quickly in the third. As the free throw from Kaiser is up and in, she is on a tear right now, 18 points. Not sure what her career high is. There's still a lot of time left in this one. Second free throw from Kaiser is true. She's got 19, and it's an 8-point difference, largest lead of the game for either side. As Elsie Harris brings it up the right sideline. Ducks inside the arc, passes off to Barkley, now to McCoy. A 3, boom!
Point basket by Madison McCoy.
Second tray of the day for Maddie McCoy, 36-31. 6:12 to play in this third quarter. Jack State not going away easily. That 3 helps apply some pressure to the Aggies. Peterson sets a screen, steps to the right, tries a 2, and she airballs it, but it works as a pass to the baseline with the offensive rebound. Jumper off the mark though from Kaiser, and then a hard collision. Elsie Harris knocked to the floor here at Bill Jones Court, and that'll be on Selena Peterson. Was not intentional. Peterson reached in to poke out the ball from Elsie Harris, and their legs collided as Elsie kind of juked at half court. Ooh, and another collision on the inbound. Elsie might have accidentally knocked over an Aggie. She'll take it past the timeline, stop on the wing in front of Harding. Walks it to the right side, long 2 for Elsie, good.
2 points, Elsie Harris.
First points of the game for Elsie, the Mississippi Gulf Coast transfer. And it's a 1-possession game in the blink of an eye, 36-33. A bounce pass to Kaiser, jumper in and out, and an offensive foul on the Aggies trying for a rebound. That'll be a quick third-team foul. There's still 5:19 in the period. That was on Sikuzani Masudi. 6'5" graduate transfer from Goma in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Played at Texas before transferring to Las Cruces. Elsie Harris jogs near side. She'll stop on the left wing. Defending her is Guilly. Gives to McDaniel, looping around, stripped and stolen. Selena Peterson just ripped it away from the sophomore. They pass back to Peterson down the floor. Lob down low for Masudi. Now Gassama in the paint. Gassama spins, layup, no good, off the rim. And picked up by Asia Barkley. Elsie Harris pushes down on the accelerator, takes it all the way, layup good. What a play, the speed on full showcase for Elsie Harris. 36-35. And with 4.5 to go in this third quarter, New Mexico State will talk it over. We'll take a timeout with them. 36-35, 4:24 left in period number 3.
New Mexico State calls a third.
Jack State trails by just a point now, 36-35. A 7-0 run for the Gamecocks over the last 2 minutes of playing time. And now the pressure's on for the Aggies. They lob it down low and a foul called. Man, that one's tough. They found Fam Sikuzani Masudi, and as she went to try a layup, Elsie Harris knocked it clean out of her hands. They call it a shooting foul on Elsie. And Petrie gets an explanation from the officials and nods. First free throw from the big 6'5" center is no good. The best they can hope for is a 2-point lead here. She makes the second one, now 2 for 4 at the line. 37-35, Jack State could tie or take the lead with a basket here. Elsie Harris accelerates past half court. Jumps to the right wing. Passes back to Rachel Johnson. In the corner, it's Ison. Crystal getting a screen set. Gets away from the defender momentarily. Loses her footing and loses the ball out of bounds. I'm not sure what Crystal slipped on. It's like in football, the turf monster. I'm not sure what happened. The Bill Jones court monster got her. And New Mexico State will benefit from another turnover. Sanchez Oliver. Over to Guilly. Guilly left side of the floor. Pass back to Gasama. Maddie McCoy stands in front of her. 6 on the shot clock. It's Guilly down low. Pass tipped, stolen. But before that, it's an offensive foul. Or no, an out of bounds call on Guilly. Sabu Guilly, the junior from Senegal and a transfer from Northwest Florida State, was tiptoeing that baseline on the far side basket and just stepped out of bounds. And that was a good catch by the official as they showed the replay on the video boards. Harris to McCoy, top of the key. Trying to motion the offense around. She finds Ison left side. Crystal to the elbow. Gives in the corner to Harris. Elsie pressured, spins, drives in, layup, no good. Heaved it at the rim, but just missed. Still a 2-point lead for the Aggies. A screen set, jumping back to the right side, Sanchez Oliver, and she travels. And it was the contact, the good defense by Jack State that forced that travel. Just a bit too much for her to keep her pivot foot standing there. By no means was it illegal contact. So the Gamecocks will get it. Down by 2, 2:40 to play in this third quarter. Asia Barkley on the right wing. Passes top of the key to Harris. Down low, Ison in the paint, spins, back outside. Rachel a 3 for the lead off the rim. And Gasama comes down with it. Sanchez Oliver, the Georgia native, stops at the free throw line, passes in, tips, but they get it back. Over to Masudi, it's tipped again, still on the floor, and Rachel Johnson dives for it. It's just out of bounds. Oh, what an effort by the Gamecock defense. They had a hand on the ball 3 separate times and nearly got away with it. .207 in this third quarter. This one has been an intriguing period. Back and forth after an offense-heavy first half. These two defenses have stood tall in the second half. And student manager Jackson Millender wiping up some perspiration. Oh yeah, gets a standing ovation out there. Gamecocks trying to get a stop here. It's Kaiser at the elbow, puts up a floater at the shot clock violation. No good. McCoy got the rebound and the defense was hanging on her arm. Foul will be called. That'll be the 4th team foul. That's on Sanchez Oliver, her 3rd personal. She is an aggressive player. And you could use just one word to describe her. 1:45 to go in this 3rd quarter. Elsie Harris stops on the left wing. Gives to Barkley, top of the key. Asia drives the right side, jumps in the lane, spins, puts up a layup, no good. Johnson there for the offensive board. Passes outside, Elsie Harris, open 3. Off the rim again. Barkley's there, put back good. And finally, the Gamecocks have come back to tie it. Trailed by as many as 8 here in the 3rd quarter, and now it's 37 all. 67 seconds to play. Kaiser to the baseline, passes back out. Peterson was open for 3. She airballs it out of bounds almost. Ison picks it up. Crystal pushes it down the floor. Her speed over to McCoy, a 3. No dice that time, but out of bounds off of Jacksonville State. And oh man, Petrie can't believe it. Looked like it was off the Aggies, and it was. They overturn it. This atmosphere is something else right now. Gamecocks and Aggies coming down to the wire late in the 3rd. Crazy thing is, we still got a whole nother period after this. Harris gives in to Barkley. Barkley backs down a defender at the baseline. Have to do something with it, and she throws it off the defender. They'll still have it with 13 on the shot clock. Smart play by Asia. She had about a half second before it was going to be the 5-second call. Elsie finds Ison on the inbound, and a foul right away. That'll be some free throws here. Jack State in the bonus now with the 5th foul on the Aggies. 39.7 to go in this 3rd quarter.
Stepping in the line for Jack State, number 30, Crystal Ison, shooting 2.
Ison for 2, the junior from Lincoln High School in Washington, makes the first one. 15 points today for Crystal. He's had a heck of a performance in this game. Looks like Shaquise May will check in just a moment for Jacksonville State. Now she moves back to the bench. Crystal scored 19 at Utah Tech. She has not scored this many points, 15, since UAB. This is the 2nd, but an offensive rebound back outside to Elsie. Now to McCoy, a 3 just off the rim, fighting for the rebound. Ball on the floor, and it should be a jump ball. It will, but it will be New Mexico State's possession. So Ison 1 for 2 that trip. And with 26.9 seconds left, the Aggies will have it here in this 3rd quarter. And now Samaya Steele comes in for Elsie Harris. Shaquise May also comes in for Jacksonville State. She will give Ison a breather. NMSU up the center of the floor. Sanchez Oliver standing straight away with 15 on the clock. Moving the teammates around, she goes to Jones. Adams, and a handoff to Kaiser with 4 seconds. It's an offensive foul. Jack State will get it back. Madison McCoy will throw it in. The Aggies will press with not much time left in this interval. Goes into Asia Barkley, hands it off to Samaya Steele. She'll break past half court, put it up at the horn, and it's well short. But that does it for the 3rd quarter, and man, have we got a good one going on. Keep it locked right here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Just 10 minutes left, and Jack State leads it 38-37. 38-37, Jack State leads as we begin the fourth quarter in Jacksonville. Samaya Steele passes right side. Maya Barnes, a three. She got it. Maya Barnes has had herself a week. She had a career high 22 on Thursday, and she makes it a two-possession game with that tray. 41-37. Now Sanchez Oliver passes off, and a foul called on the drive against Jacksonville State. She found her teammate number 4, Jayla Harding, and a bit of shoulder checking between her and Johnson. First foul for either side in the fourth. Comes with 9:29 left. Inbounds to Tylee Jones, and she has it stolen. Threw it right to Samaya Steele. Samaya takes it all the way, missed it off the backboard, and rebounded by the Aggies. Sanchez Oliver with the board. She takes it, gives to an open teammate in the corner. That three off the mark. Offensive board again, though, for Sanchez Oliver. That three was missed by Harding. And now they'll slow down the pace a bit. That is where the Gamecocks thrive, with this up-tempo nature. At least they have today. Kaiser steps to her left. She has been held in check at times in this second half, but she finds Tylee Jones, and she drains the three. Tylee Jones has quietly had a pretty good night. Now 10 points and 4 rebounds for her. She's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Samaya Steele called for a travel. Oh no. She was pressured by the defense, and with the 5 seconds winding down, she picked up her pivot foot. Can't have that happen. Gamecocks give it right back to New Mexico State, who now trail by just a point. Sanchez Oliver hands off. Left side to Jones. Jones gets around May. Long two, well short. Into the waiting arms of Elsie Harris. 2-on-2, and Elsie charges. That was drawn up to perfection by Molly Kaiser. And Petrie says, Elsie, come on, man. You can tell Kaiser was getting set in the lane to draw a charge. That's exactly what she did, and now the Gamecocks have 2 team fouls in the first 2 minutes of the fourth. Ziani Sanchez Oliver has ran point for much of this second half for New Mexico State. Gives to Kaiser left side, retreats, passes to Adams, now back to Kaiser. Kaiser jumper, good, and they lead again, 42-41. Under 8 to play, and the Aggies are back on top. Elsie Harris brings it near side, stops on the wing. Sanchez Oliver guarding, passes to a wide open Barkley, long two, good! Asia Barkley up to 6 points and 6 rebounds. And more importantly, Jack State leads once again, 43-42. Oliver hands to Kaiser, driving against Jaquise, layup good off the glass. Just the perfect angle from Kaiser. She's got 23. Foolish me for saying she's been kept in check at times. 1 point lead for New Mexico State once more. Harris with a screen from Barkley. Passes to Barnes, now inside for Asia, and a foul. That'll be on N.A. Adams. Adams had both hands wrapped around Asia before Asia got the pass down low. First foul on them. Second on Adams. Elsie Harris will be the passer just beside the goal as Adams checks out, and the 6'5" Sikuzani Masudi comes back in. In the corner, they find Maya Barnes. JUCO transfer from Shelton State is triple teamed, and they force a jump, or do they? No, they're going to call a foul on Sanchez Oliver, and that'll be her fourth. 6:51 left, and both sides with 2 fouls apiece. Elsie to check it in. She finds Johnson on the wing, in the corner to Harris. Elsie gets a pass back from Barkley, tries a long two. It hits off the rim and goes in. Got the friendly bounce off the iron, 45-44. Molly Kaiser standing at the edge of the JSU logo. To Basutti, top of the key, Gasama. Right side, now down low they go. Basutti layup, good. And a foul, a blocking foul on Shaquise May, who is still down. She might have had the breath knocked out of her. And they'll pick up the junior out of Atlanta.
Jack State foul number 2, Shaquise May. That's her second.
Shaquise holding at her back. It always hurts when you hit this hardwood. And she will come out, at least get a breather as the trainer, Devon Mathis, checks on her. Coming in at her place is Crystal Ison. Fam Sikuzani Basutti made the basket. She's got 6 points, is 2 for 4 at the line. Misses again. Rebounded by Ison, who brings it up the far sideline. Takes it all the way, layup, no good. Fell off the back of the rim, rebounded by Barkley, back to Crystal. Outside to Elsie, to Crystal again. Sidesteps the defender. In the corner, it's Harris, tries a three, airballs it, and a foul for the rebound on New Mexico State. Man, this has been a fast-paced game today. Third on Molly Kaiser, and the third team foul on New Mexico State. They lead by a point with 6:01 remaining. Goes into Ison. Right wing, they pass to Elsie Harris. Elsie to cutting Crystal Ison. Stops beyond the arc, now takes it inside. Posting up against Kaiser, spins, jumper, money! Ison with 2 more, she has 17, and it's a 1-point game, 47-46. Gamecocks lead. Kaiser flares it to Harding. Back to Kaiser left side, trying to get her open. She is, and the mid-range jumper is nailed. I mean, you cannot leave her wide open. Molly Kaiser with her 10th made field goal of the day. A game best 25 points, 48-47. Elsie Harris stops on the left wing. Defense right in her face. Over to Asia Barkley, spinning in the paint, layup, no good, but a late foul is called. And that'll be the 4th on New Mexico State with 5:01 left.
New Mexico State foul number 34.
Been able to respond in this 4th quarter. Need to respond at the line here for Asia Barkley. The 6-foot junior, 62% on the season at the line. She has 6 points and 7 rebounds today. First one short. No good, off the rim. Hoping for a tie on this one. Got it. Rolls to the back of the rim and falls in. And we are tied as both teams bring in some subs here. Madison McCoy checks in for Maya. Selena Peterson back in for the Aggies. Next stoppage of play, we'll have our last media timeout. Sanchez Oliver up the court. Left side, hands off to Kaiser on the wing. Now over to Gasama. Gasama throws it away and out of bounds off of them. And they're going to say, oh no! They changed the call and give it to New Mexico State, but he accidentally slapped Asia Barkley as he went to change the call. Oh, and the student section's going to let him hear it. That was funny. Asia's okay, and it was the right call. It was definitely off Barkley. We'll be back in just a sec. 4:43 left. 48-48. Couldn't be any tighter. Back with you here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. 4:43 remaining. Jacksonville State and New Mexico State all knotted up at 48 apiece. The Aggies will throw it in after an out-of-bounds call that went in favor of the visitors. High pass is stolen. Asia Markley comes down with it. She's got hops and she's got the ball. She hands it off to Elsie Harris, who breaks past half court. 4.5 remaining. Elsie on the wing. Spins away from Peterson, goes to the right. Now backing her down in the paint. Elsie around her jumper off the rim and rebounded by New Mexico State. Peterson came down with it, might have got hit in the nose. Throws it down the floor and it's stolen. Madison McCoy gets it. Ahead to Rachel Johnson, a scramble for it, ball still on the floor. Elsie Harris picks it up and rolls it to half court to Rachel Johnson. What's happening? Crystal Ison finally controls it. Across the floor to Johnson, who fakes a three, now to Elsie, and they'll slow it down a bit. My goodness, this has been a crazy game. Seems like every possession is of the utmost importance. Shot clock winding down to Barkley, layup, no good off the rim. Didn't get the right angle on it. And right back to the Aggies. Molly Kaiser going left side, blocked by McCoy. And then out of bounds off of Madison. And Madison and the Gamecocks pleading their case. It won't be overturned. Take another look at it. Big block by McCoy, the senior. And yeah, she was out. They tried to say that Kaiser pushed her out. Bluebirds are out in full force. Sanchez Oliver throws in the corner to Kaiser. A screen, gets around it. Now walks to the left side. 3:15 remaining, tied at 48. Winding down the clock a bit is Kaiser, letting her teammates catch their breath. 10 on the shot clock. Step back, ball on the floor, Gamecocks have it. Ison stripped it, and Crystal is fouled at half court, and they're gonna give it to New Mexico State. Clear contact that made it come out of her hands, and the Aggies have it. Under 3 to go. Sanchez Oliver straight away, bounces it. This is Gassama. Oh no, and a stoppage of play. Masudi falls down, gripping at her left leg where she already has a brace, and we're going to call time as she is checked out. 2:40 left, tied ball game. Be back in just a second. Fam Sikuzani Masudi makes her way to the sideline under the help of both trainers. She's getting that left leg checked out. And again, we certainly hope she's going to be okay. 2:40 left, Aggies have it, tied ball game. 16 on the shot clock as they throw it into Molly Kaiser on the wing. Guarded by Ison, steps to the right and passes off. This is Sanchez Oliver. Elsie Harris on her. Double team, passes off, floater no good, and a foul going for the rebound on New Mexico State.
That
was on Fonta Gassama, her second and the 5th team foul, so now free throws the rest of the way for Jacksonville State. A chance to really make them pay at the line with Madison McCoy heading there first. McCoy 8 points, 8 rebounds, but first trip to the line for her today. Senior from the Volunteer State, a 67% shooter this year. Good. First one finds nylon, and it's 49-48 Gamecocks. The second freebie from the 3-year Gamecock McCoy. Rims out, rebounded by Rachel Johnson, over to Barkley. Ison gets it on the right wing, now to Elsie Harris. They set a screen for Elsie. They'll start the play now. Elsie steps inside the arc, fakes a pass, thought of a three, thought better of it. 8 on the clock to Barkley, back to Harris, drives inside, pass is stolen almost. Elsie gets it, still a scramble for it, and the shot clock goes off as Rachel Johnson comes away with the ball. Had no chance to put up a shot, just a hectic play all around. And now 2:03 remaining, New Mexico State gets it back. They trail by a point now. They have not scored in 3.5 minutes. Selena Peterson on the left wing. Bounce pass. Kaiser has the defender on skates. Jumper no good. And out of bounds off of Jack State. 1:45 remaining, and the Aggies will have it back underneath their own basket. Peterson gonna throw it in to Kaiser. Pass back is almost stolen. It is. Asia Barkley gets it. Over to Crystal Ison, 2-on-1 to McCoy in the corner, a three. Yes! Madison McCoy makes it a 2-possession game, and timeout is taken by the Aggies. Are you kidding me? McCoy with a corner three, the biggest shot of her Gamecock career. And it's 52-48 with under 90 seconds remaining. Oh my goodness. That was beautiful. This crowd is popping with every big play, and that might have been the best reaction yet. Ison pulls away a 2-on-1. The defender follows her. She throws it in the corner to McCoy, who drains the three perfectly. 7th tray of the day for Jacksonville State. And the Gamecocks are just 88 seconds away from a marquee win in conference play, and what would be their 2nd straight CUSA victory. Man playing away to neck, and they're going to let the Aggies hear it as they toss it in here. It'll be Tylee Jones to throw it in to Selena Peterson. Peterson will stop on the wing, pass to the right side, a three, way off the mark, but an offensive rebound from Molly Kaiser. It was missed by Harding. Kaiser to Jones, another three, this one no good. It's right to Rachel Johnson, who was fouled, but nothing's called. She passes half court and hands it off to Elsie Harris. Aggies don't have to foul right now, but Jack State is in the bonus with 60 seconds remaining. To McCoy on the right wing. Passes Elsie Harris's way just to the left of the key. Now to Asia Barkley, just playing a game of keep away. Down low to Rachel Johnson in the corner. McCoy open, another three, just short. And rebounded by Asia Barkley to Rachel Johnson. Now Elsie Harris in the backcourt, and they'll finally foul her with 39 left. Oh, man. You talk about a big rebound for Asia Barkley. Her 4th offensive board of the night, and none bigger than that. Elsie Harris might not necessarily ice it, but you can breathe a little bit easier as she gets set for 2 at the line. First one from the redshirt junior is true. Harris 65% on the year. First trip to the line today. And the Mobile kid hits both. It's a 6-point game, 54-48. Peterson past half court, high pass, 3 for Kaiser off the rim, and out of bounds, Jack State ball. 28 seconds left, the shot clock is off. Mexico State will press, so they will foul here, and they're going to foul on the inbound. Or will they? Timeout taken by Petrie before they get a chance to. Ooh, we get a chance to catch our breath on this timeout. 28.7 left, we'll keep it here. Mentioned that Liberty won their game earlier over UTEP 87-68 in women's action. Middle Tennessee crushed Western Kentucky in the Volunteer State 80-48. And FIU went on the road to beat Sam Houston 71-65. FIU's men beat Sam Houston 68-61. Then we're still a little bit away from some more games. In 2.5 hours, Western Kentucky's men host Middle Tennessee on ESPNU. Jack State's men head to New Mexico State at 8 p.m. Central, and then Liberty at UTEP, also at 8 p.m. Central. Those 2 games on ESPN+. And the Jack State game on the Gamecocks Sports Network. Rachel to throw it in, under 30 seconds left. She finds Madison McCoy in the backcourt, and she is fouled by Tylee Jones. 27 seconds remaining. And Madison McCoy back to the line for 2 more. Second foul on Tylee, and a chance for McCoy to put this one on ice. Gamecocks trailed 48-47 since then, a 7-0 run. Make that an 8-0 run. And it's 55-48. That should just about do it. One more for good measure. 56-48. Molly Kaiser picks up the dribble at half court, drives against Ison, tries a shot, rolls off the back of the rim, and a foul going for the rebound. Maybe on the putback. It'll be on Asia Barkley. And it'll be 2 free throws coming up for Gasama. 22 seconds remaining. Free throw from Gasama is off the back of the iron, no good. Missed the first one more, and we get free chicken. Ah, she got it. 56-49. Inbounds pass, almost stolen, it is. Tylee Jones gets it, puts up a 3 off the iron. Rebounded by Gasama, put back, no good. And McCoy finally gets it. Then they call a jump ball that'll keep it with the Aggies, 12 seconds remaining. So New Mexico State still with the ball. Jack State's not had a chance to run out this clock yet. Inbound from Peterson to Kaiser, and a charge is called. That'll do it. Molly Kaiser ran over Crystal Ison, and this one is over. McCoy's just got to throw it in. Elsie Harris gets it. She'll jog it up past half court, and we will head to the weekend with 2 big wins. Gamecocks knock off the Aggies 56-49. What a weekend and what a week for Jack State. An 8-point win over UTEP. A 7-point win over the Aggies of New Mexico State. And JSU improves to 8-12 and 3-5 in league action. New Mexico State with the loss. They drop to 9-12 and 3-5 as well. Now we'll hear from head coach Rick Petrie after a big win here in conference play. These 2 teams will play each other later this year as Jack State heads to Las Cruces on March 2nd. And joined now by head coach Rick Petrie. Coach, another big win. The team got it done. What can you say about this performance?
Listen, the effort that it took to get this done, because that is a very physical, tough, scrappy team we just got through playing, and it took a tremendous effort. In the first half, I think their effort was so intense, I just think it had us on our heels a little bit. And so in many ways, I felt we were lucky to only be down 4. I mean, we had 14 turnovers at halftime. But in the second half, we just got it done. She does a great job coaching defense. They did everything they could to try to disrupt what we were doing, and we just found a way to put the ball in the goal. And so I'm super excited for this group of kids that they were able to find a way to win this game.
Yeah, Coach, an 8-0, 9-0 run to clinch it there late. Couple of big performances. Crystal Ison has 17. Madison McCoy came alive there late. Big nights for both of them.
No doubt. Madison's had a great week. I mean, she was great on Thursday as well. So, the hope for us now, because this is the first time, Logan, that we've won back-to-back games. All right, it's the first time we've done this since Hunt's UAH and Life. So we had to show that we could have 2 good performances to put together, and we found a way to do it. So moving forward now, that hopefully will give us some confidence to take on the road with us and find a way to win a game on the road.
And Coach, final question, the Pete was bumping again tonight.
It was incredible. It was a great crowd. Might be the best standalone non-Kids Day standalone crowd we've had for a regular season game. It was unbelievable crowd, and they were into it, and they helped us win it.
Well, Coach, we appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
And again, head coach Rick Peter and the Gamecocks are going to celebrate this one this weekend. A successful week at the Peak. Jack State beats UTEP on Thursday, and they beat New Mexico State here on Saturday afternoon. Oh man, that was a fun one. We'll take a look at final scoring, and we'll start out with the Gamecocks. Leading scorer for Jack State was Crystal Ison. 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Also 1 steal for the junior out of Washington State. Madison McCoy, big second half for the senior. 14 points and 8 rebounds. Also had an assist, a block, and a steal. 8 points in the game for Elsie Harris, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. 7 points for Asia Barkley and 8 rebounds. And 3-point performances by Johnson, Steele, and Barnes. A made free throw by Shaquise May. For New Mexico State, it was a big game for Molly Kaiser, 25 of their 49 points, but could not get it done, and they fall for the 5th time in league action. We'll be back with you next week as we hit the road, heading to Sam Houston on Thursday and Western Kentucky on Saturday. Thursday's broadcast in Huntsville, Texas will start at 6:15. The game will start at 6:30 here on the Gamecock Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Your final score in this one, Jack State wins their 2nd straight, defeating New Mexico State by a final of 56-49. Thanks for tuning in.